The Man of Steel has been dealt a grievous injury and his friends and allies have been scattered to the four winds. Will they be able to reunite and challenge the evil that is Amanda Waller and her brand new Amazo League? Well, let's hop into the pages of Superman issue number 16, a tie-in to the events of Absolute Power, and find out together. So then, as we jump into the book, we're actually treated to a fun little flashback to the early days of Clark Kent. He puts on a magic show for Ma and Pa. Though try as he might, little Clark just can't seem to get any of the tricks right. I like to think because we know in the future magic is one of the few things that can hurt Superman that he's just genetically predisposed to be bad at magic. Magic will weirdly end up being an overarching theme of this issue, but we'll circle back to that in a minute. This is more than just a flashback, we learn. It's actually a coma fantasy that Clark is having as Dr. Midnight and Mr. Terrific desperately try and get the bullet out of him that he was shot with when Absolute Power started. Again, the Amazo robots have been running around stealing powers from heroes. And unfortunately for everyone, the Man of Steel is a lot more squishy and a lot more human than he's ever been before. We can see that the Super Doctors also have a kryptonite scalpel on hand just in case Superman's power should come back to him during the middle of this surgery and they might need it. All around the world too, things are only getting more and more dire as agents of Task Force 7 hunt superheroes wherever they might be hiding, including Zatanna, who no longer has access to her magical abilities, as it seems that Amanda Waller really did think of everything and cut the heroes off at absolutely every turn. Luckily for Zatanna, though, when Bruce was training with her and her father to try and learn magic, she was sure to pick up a little hand-to-hand combat skills from Bruce, and oh boy is she not afraid to use it, knocking around the Task Force 7 goons like they were ragdolls. In the end, Zatanna actually gets rescued by none other than Mercy Graves, Lex's former right-hand woman turned right-hand woman for Superman and Supercorp. In fact, Mercy has actually undergone one hell of a character evolution ever since getting powers herself at the end of Lazarus Planet and working so closely with Superman and his family. Now she's actually very selflessly risking her own neck trying to get as many superheroes as she can to safety at the Fortress of Solitude so that they can all mount a resistance against Waller. Of course, as we soon learn, tensions are running very high at the Fortress of Solitude right now, and people like Ted Kord the Blue Beetle are beginning to wonder if they can even trust their robotic allies like Red Tornado, seeing how Waller used AI and robots to basically cut the entire beating heart out of the superhero community, and in record time, no less. Superman, ever the valiant and charismatic leader, says that the superhero community is going to need to come together like never before if they ever hope to overcome this threat. Though he himself wonders how much exactly he can help, seeing as his powers are gone and he's forced to wear the old-timey Death of Superman black suit just to try and keep himself alive. Mercy unfortunately also has to be the bearer of bad news, telling Superman that she has no idea where Connor and John are, or even Lois for that matter. There is a small speck of hope, however, as Zatanna says that maybe they can get around all of these killer Amazo robots if they use the Dark Passages, a series of secret magical roads only used by the most powerful of arcane individuals. The only problem is, not just anyone can use them. Usually you have to be close to or touched by death, and considering that Superman just survived getting shot a minute ago, he looks to be the perfect candidate to go on this magical mystery tour. Of course, to do that, he's going to need the Map of Mordru. But more on that next time. From there, we transition on over to Metropolis and Supercorp, which we can see hasn't actually been rebuilt since that last big conflict with Brainiac. We see that Jimmy, Lena Luthor, and even Banshee are still alive and well and running around with the still very much amnesiac Lex Luthor, which I guess actually makes a lot of sense that Luthor's lost all of his smart guy abilities right now, or else he probably would be able to think of some way to get them all out of this problem. The good guys make their way deeper and deeper into Supercorp, looking for something that will hopefully give them the edge in the battle against Task Force 7. It's at that very moment, though, they all end up getting cornered by Peacemaker and Peace Wrecker. It probably would have been curtains on our heroes right now were it not for the late intervention of Lois Lane, who has come rocking one of Luthor's old war suits. In fact, as the comic comes to an end, Lois says there's enough suits for all of Superman's best pals and that they better suit up right away. And so that was Superman issue number 16, everybody, and I gotta give Joshua Williamson all the credit in the world. Not only is this a really fun, really thematic tie into Absolute Power, but it actually manages to continue and grow the main Superman storylines we've been enjoying very organically. It's cool to see Mercy Graves grow and change as a character, her closeness to the Superman family actually really helping her evolve in meaningful and positive ways. I like the idea that during an event where a bunch of the superheroes end up losing their powers, it's up to the regular, everyday supporting cast members like Lois and Jimmy to arm themselves and become more powerful to help. In fact, I cannot help but feel that Joshua Williamson is already planting the seeds here of something that's already been spoiled in solicitations, and that is that Lois Lane will be becoming the Superwoman again. And I mean, hey, really, why not? We love Lois, we love Superman, we love Lois with Superman powers. Hell, it'll be interesting to see what she does with all of this brand new ability, but also all the same old Lois responsibilities. Overall, I think I'd feel comfortable giving this one an 8 out of 10. This was another solid issue, and I hope that we can expect all the other Absolute Power tie-ins to be this good as well. Hey there everyone, it's your pal Cape Joel again, and if you're seeing my face right now, that means you watched to the end of the video, and I'll always be grateful for that. Retention helps in this crazy YouTube game, and so does becoming a patron. If you head on down to the description, you can find a link to my Patreon page. Recently just redid all the tiers, a lot of cool stuff offering up there, exclusive commentaries, exclusive polls, behind the scenes concept art for Capes and Quest. That's the brand new D&D show I've started soon. Never been a better time to become a patron. You can become a patron for as little as $1 a month and help the channel grow and, help me continue to deliver content like what you just saw. So I want to thank you all, and I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.